Everyone, it's Brittany. Welcome to a new episode of Incredible Movie Facts. And today it's Incredible Facts on Spider Man. So I'm gonna get right to it. One, color costume considerations meant that Spider Man was shot in front of a green screen, while the Green Goblin was shot in front of a blue screen. Now, I do understand why, because think about it. If the Green Goblin was shot in front of a green screen, it just would not go so well. And the same thing with Spider Man. If Spider Man was shot in front of a blue screen, like the blue parts on his costume would blend with the blue screen, and that would have some, difficulties. Like, okay, this isn't going well, we need to switch. So I'm glad they did that, color wise speaking. So yeah, I think for that, I'm glad they did that because the movie turned out well. Because, yeah, the Green Goblin had to be shot in front of a blue screen, and Spider Man had to be shot in front of a green screen. So, good job on that because the movie came out really well, and there's no, uh, color problems that I see. Nothing. 2. As Peter Parker enters the wrestling arena, the wrestler slams his opponent to the deck. The Wilhelm scream is barely audible, but definitely there. I don't think I've noticed that in the movie, but since it's been a long time since I've seen it, so I'm definitely gonna watch it again just to see if I can hear that, because I don't know if it's like, if it sounds far, kind of distant. I don't know. It's been a long time since I've seen it, but also, then again, if I have heard of it, then somehow right now I just don't remember that I probably heard it. But then again, I don't think I did. I don't know at the moment. Moving on. 3. Some of the spiders were imported from New Zealand. Okay, so the spiders that you see in the laboratory scene, where each of them are like in a different case, like glass case, but they're all together, if you know what I mean. So those ones were imported from New Zealand. Now I don't know if it's like all of them or just half, I don't know. But yeah, that's interesting. Imported from New Zealand. Wow. So I think spiders must have been maybe really big there, but then again, I think no matter where you go, there's always going to be at least some spiders that's going to be a little bit more bigger than some others. But that's something I don't want to think about. Because I'm very terrified of spiders. So I think for someone who's an expert on spiders and who probably studies them and probably even loves spiders for that matter, if someone were to ever tell me don't go near this, like these kinds of spiders because they're poisonous, to be honest, if I ever heard it from a spider expert, which that's weird to say, but yeah, if someone who's an expert of spiders were to tell me, for those who are poisonous and for those who are not, for those who are poisonous, not to go near them, but for those who are not, it's okay, to go near them. I don't know, with me, I would just not allow that. I'll be like, okay, I'm glad to know that these are poisonous because at least I wouldn't go near them, but then again, why would I? And even for those who, for those who aren't poisonous, I still wouldn't go near them because I would not think to myself, okay, I'm just gonna, go near it. No. If I did, I'll feel like I'm losing my mind. Like, what are you doing? Ugh. Anyway, moving on. No more talking about spiders. Like, real spiders. At least with Spider-Man it's different because he's a superhero. So this is a whole different subject. Moving on. 4. Wes Bentley was considered for the role of Peter Parker, Spider-Man, and was widely viewed as the choice of most fans for the part. Now, I'm kind of glad he didn't go the part because Tobey Maguire was just a better choice for Spider-Man, Peter Parker, for both. But I could be wrong about this. I don't know, but Wes Bentley, he did do a movie, not Spider-Man, but he did do Ghost Rider. But of course, he plays the bad guy in that movie. Um, if you know what I mean, I think he did that one. I'm not too sure, but I think he did. I think so. Um, I could be wrong, but then again, I could be right. You know? So, um, moving on. 6. The fight between the Green Goblin and Spider-Man near the end. Willem Dafoe accidentally clipped Tobey Maguire on the chain with one blow. And sorry if I may pronounce his name wrong at the time, sorry about that. And that, what he accidentally did, which says about that, oh my gosh, that sounds so painful. And I'm losing my voice. I'm sorry about that. Ugh. That sounds so painful. Oh my gosh. I hope. I'm not sure if he was taken to the hospital after that or if he needed maybe bandages or even stitches. I don't know. But I hope even after that he was okay. But if not, he was just probably in pain, which I feel bad about. Like, ow. That's painful. Like, I never heard anything like that. So, I'm pretty sure he's doing okay now because this happened like, what, years ago? I can't even remember how long ago, but I just know it's been years ago. 7. One of Peter's sketches for his costumes is a Marvel Comics superhero Stingray. That's interesting. But I'm glad that, I'm pretty sure he did that because he he was just thinking of ideas like, okay, what should my costume look like? So I'm pretty sure that's what it was, and I'm pretty sure, of course, for the final one, it just came out as Spider-Man. So that's good. And I'm sorry if I looked over there a little early, which I did twice, and that's only because when I was looking over here to read more facts, I thought I saw a spider crawling, and that's because I did mention about spiders a little earlier. I thought I probably saw one, but I don't see any now. I think that's just probably me kind of just seeing something that's there when it's not because of my fear of spiders, but moving on. Okay, that was a bird. I saw a bird shadow flew this way, so never mind. I'm good. Um. Oh, great. Another fact about spiders. 8. The jumping spider that Peter attempts to take a picture of is a Von Bodel spider. I don't know how you say that. The same type used in Arachnophobia, 1990. Oh my gosh, I even, I didn't even know that at the time, but a day ago, I did saw it for myself. I saw that when he was trying to take a picture, I recognized that spider. It was used in Arachnophobia. It's, okay, it's in the part of the movie where uh, it's where, like, Jeff Daniels' character, who also has this fear of spiders, which I can relate to his character on that, and how he kind of moves. No, this other guy that's with him, he kind of moves like the picture, like the picture frame, like kind of lifts it up, and it jumps out, and it jumps like on the table, and of course, it has this weird shaped body. Ugh, I'm getting disgusted talking about it. Um, but of course, what's more disturbing and frightening to me is this. They have like these two little black eyes at the front. Ugh, I'm getting scared now. Ugh, why am I doing this? Why am I scaring myself? I don't know. 'Cause of spiders. Sorry. Uh, I just don't want to be alone in a room with one. So yeah. Anyway, I did saw that. I saw it even though it was kind of quick because this guy behind Peter, kind of pushed him. But I definitely recognized. I was like, oh my gosh, that's the one. Scary. I'm a little scared here, but like I said, it's because of spiders. Like the actual spiders itself, I'm just gonna be like flipping out and screaming my head off. And the difference is that with Spider-Man, like I said before, he's human, but he has this cool, Spider-Man costume that he designed for himself. So that's different. So I like Spider-Man, but I just don't like the actual spiders. Nah. Um, so the fact that this one in particular, he was gonna take this shot of the spider that was used in Arachnophobia. That is so scary because I have seen that movie before, and to believe it or not, I have seen the movie Arachnophobia when I was quite little, and because I've seen it when I was so little, I don't know how old, like 5, 6, maybe around there, even a little bit older, I was so completely terrified, especially the ending, because it's just much worse. But then again, this isn't about arachnophobia. I probably will do facts on arachnophobia just because I'm curious. But if I ever do, I'll have to be prepared because I may get scared while talking about the facts. So that's going to be a whole different time and a whole different new video. Because right now, this is Spider-Man, which is a whole different theme from the actual spiders. Okay, 9. During the montage, during the montage of Spider-Man's heroics that featured interviews with New Yorkers, the construction workers were real, and so was the guitar player in the subway station. Wow, I kind of forgot about that scene. Oh my gosh, it's like I said, it's been a long time since I've seen Spider-Man, so I'm actually planning to watch it sometime soon. I don't know how soon, maybe next week. I don't know. But I'll definitely watch it again just to, keep a close eye on that. 10. Leonardo DiCaprio was considered for the role of Peter Parker and Spider-Man. Okay, imagine that. Imagine that for a sec, which I'm imagining right now. Okay, so let's say if Leonardo DiCaprio did got the part of Spider-Man, okay? If he did, I think the movie would still turn out good, but at the same time, I don't think Leo would have been like the kind of I don't think he would have been like the right choice, because when I picture it, he doesn't look like he could play Peter Parker. But at the same time, he did even as Spider-Man, like when he has the mask on, it doesn't look like he could be like um, the voice to Spider-Man, behind the mask. Yeah, I can't really picture that. I mean, I can't. I mean, I'm not saying it to be mean. I mean, although Leo is a really great actor and he's done so many good movies, and his performances are so good. Um, yeah, I think it was just better off with Tobey Maguire as Spider-Man. I almost said something else. Sorry, I forgot what it was. But I'm glad that it everything happened the way it did, because it just went so well with the perfect choice for Tobey Maguire as Spider-Man. So yeah, that would have been interesting if Leo, who played Jack Dawson in Titanic, played Spider-Man. Yeah, that would have been interesting though, to think about it. But I think to actually see it, it'll be kind of be like, um, I don't know, you know. Anyway, moving on. 11. Hugh Jackman revealed that he was supposed to have a brief cameo as Wolverine. Jackman actually showed up in New York to film the scene, but the entire plan was scrapped when the crew couldn't get access to the Wolverine costume from X-Men. I'm pretty sure he was pretty bummed about that. Like, gee, like I wanted to do this brief cameo with Spider-Man as Wolverine, but I can't. Like, oh, that's just great. I don't know how upset he was or how bummed he was about it. Like kind of sad. Like, oh, why? I mean, I don't know exactly. Like I said, I don't know exactly how upset he was, but I'm pretty sure he probably was upset. But I'm pretty sure it's like, okay, you know, I'll just do something else right now. I don't know, but I feel bad. But that would have been cool, that would have been cool to have Wolverine and Spider-Man, like, just for a brief moment. But then again, the rest of the movie is just Spider-Man and every other character. 12. One of Peter's sketches for possible costume ideas is nearly identical to the black and white suit Spider-Man wore in the comics during the early to mid 1980s, and then was adopted by his enemy Venom. Now, that is quite interesting to know. So his ideas at first was going to be the spider suit, but black and white. But then again, I'm glad there was more color to his costume, which is red and blue. Cause yeah, that definitely says Spider-Man, and that definitely suits the costume of the colors. It goes really well. But yeah, I'm glad that with Venom's costume, or I don't know if it is a costume, but I'm glad, at least for Venom, his enemy, it had to be like black and white, because it just looks more, uh, it kind of fits with Venom's costume look. It just fits really well because it just looks terrifying. So I'm glad that at least with Spider-Man's costume, it had more color, blue and red, goes so well. So I'm glad with that. 13. The scene when Peter and Mary Jane talk outside at night was shot at 4 a.m. and had to be shot quickly due to sunrise approaching. Kristen Dunst also commented that it was a very cool morning weather-wise, and points out that her thermal underwear pants can be briefly seen peeking out above her pants line. Oh my gosh, that must have been embarrassing. Wow, I am so sorry if she had to go through that. Gee, I mean, I know if if that happened to anyone, to any female out there, that would have been embarrassing. Like no matter what you're doing, um, yeah, I can't even imagine that. Like, whoa, like something showing, you may want to cover that up. Man, oh my, I just feel bad for her because, I mean, who would ever want to go through that? Who wants that to be seen, even just briefly? No one. No one. 14. Both Tobey Maguire and William Dafoe incorporated a yoga technique called Aztec. Wait, Aztecna? That. I'm sorry, I don't know how to say the word. Into their training recommends for this film Ashtenga. I think that's how you say it. Sounds weird. Translates into English as eight-legged, like a spider. Ah, again with the whole spider thing. Why? No. But that's interesting that they both developed a technique called Ashtanga. I think that's how you say it. I don't know. But it translates into English as eight-legged. Ugh. Creepy. But I think that must have been very helpful to them. Well, the yoga technique, I mean, not the whole meaning to it. Ugh. 15. Spider-Man's webbing in the film is made out of foam materials and fishing line. It was also enhanced with CGI. That could explain why when Spider-Man's web, when he shoots him out of his hands, well, mostly like from here, it could explain why it looks real and it looks realistic, like a spider web, like a silky but strong spider web. It's because the way how they made it, and of course they enhanced it with CGI. So good job on that. That's pretty impressive. 16. When James Franco joked about Tobey Maguire's frog-like features on set, the latter was reportedly generally upset by Franco's comments. This created friction between the two actors, which led to the existing rivalry. I'm sorry, rivalry. Wait, rivalry between them now. Rivalry that was admitted by Tobey Maguire in interviews since the Spider-Man franchise. Well, I know they must have had some disagreements or arguments at the time, but I'm glad that things were even settled after that. I'm glad that, they at least, just stopped and just like, okay. So, yeah, I'm glad things are good now between them. So, that's good to know. And I'm sorry if I was trying to say that word, I couldn't get it out right. 18. Tobey Maguire said he had never had read a Spider-Man comic book, but took the role because he liked the script. Wow, so for him to have never read a Spider-Man comic book, he just really liked the script and just took the role. So yeah, that's also quite interesting. 19. William Dafoe offered to return for Spider-Man 2 and asked if they could write him in, and somewhere the fact that his character died in this movie, Sam Raimi, I think that's how I say it, took him up on the offer, and both of them set aside a specific day of filming on Spider-Man 2 for Dafoe to shoot Norman Osborn's cameo and other characters' dreams and memories. Wow. So yeah, that's really interesting because when I saw Spider-Man 2, and since Harriet was Peter's friend, yeah, since his father died in the first movie, and since in the second one he hears his father's voice, I just thought that was creepy. Like, wait a minute, why am I hearing him? Did he die in Spider-Man? Like, oh no, he's back? How can he be back? So, but at the same time, I was just like, okay, why is he hearing his father's voice? It's creepy. But of course, I think, you know, I think for him to be shown in the mirror, like he turns around, but he doesn't see his own reflection. He sees his father in the mirror, like he's looking back at him, if you know what I mean. And so, he's like talking to him. So, wow, yeah, that's really interesting. But yeah, so I think he did that because I think he just really wanted to come back in Spider-Man 2, knowing that his character already died in the first one. But I think I think since he liked working on the first one a lot, I think he thought I need to show up for the second one because I had so much fun, and I just want to show up again for the second one. So I'm pretty sure he wanted to do that. So he did anyway. So yeah, it actually turned out good though, because I would have never even thought that I would see the Green Goblin again. But of course you do in Spider-Man 2, except not in full costume, but just him as Norman Osborn, who was the Green Goblin. 20. The scene in which Peter Parker catches Mary Jane's lunch on the tray involved no CGI, with the help of sticky substance to keep the tray planted on his hand. Tobey Maguire eventually, after many takes, performed the stunt exactly as seen. Wow, I am so impressed by that. I mean, think about that scene where there's something wet on the cafeteria floor. She slips backwards and her food goes flying up, and yet he sees it because he has his spider senses already, and he like catches her first. But then on the other hand, which was his right hand, he has the trays on his hand, and everything else falls on top on the tray. And like it, and like it said that it involved no CGI. I mean, really? Wow. And so yeah, Tobey Maguire actually performed the stunt after many takes. So I think when the take was finally just right, and it turned out perfect. Yeah, that scene, if you want to go check it out, that scene involved no CGI. It was all him. It was all Tobey Maguire, that he had this sticky substance on his hand to keep the tray on his hand, and he had to perform the stunt on his own. But Of course, it did took many takes to perform that stunt, but when he got it just right, it turned out perfectly, and it's been shown as it is in the movie. So, good job, because I bet many people would have thought, oh yeah, that's definitely CGI, but nope, you're wrong. It's not. So go check it out, because that was all him. He performed this stunt himself, okay? Because it took many takes just to get it right. So, good job on that, like I said. So that's all for this video. I hope you learned something from this. And if you like, or not like, but if you love Spider-Man, like this video, leave a comment, share it. It would mean a lot to me. And I'll see you guys next time. Bye.